Apatros review. I'm your host, Mila Sipka, and join me as we go on a journey of throughout the 1200 DVDs in my collection. Science fiction, action, horror, occasional comedy. I'll also review a few video games, only the ones I've played, and occasional books and maybe more. In this episode, we look at the film The Perfect Getaway. Oh, and by the way, Merry Christmas. Even for this episode, it's being done on Boxing Day here in Australia, so it might still be Christmas in the States and Europe and wherever. Anyway, I hope you had a good year, and I hope next year, which is the start of a whole new decade, will be awesome. Hopefully, the Roaring Twenties are back. In this episode, we look at a film called The Perfect Getaway, another telepic in my long list of telepics I've covered. And yeah, actually, this part of my collection I'm reviewing has a lot of telepics in it. There'll be more in the future. This particular, by the way, if you hear that sound, that's just a notification on my phone. Don't worry about it. And yeah, this film, Perfect Getaway, was made in 1998, directed by Armand Mastriani. Now, the film is based on a true story, but I want to just get on with it. The film is based on a true story, apparently, but I haven't been able to find much information on it about a prison escape. Now, the film is on public domain DVD in Australia, and the print I found was from a multi-pack called from Flashback Entertainment, called the Action 10 Movie Pack. It's like a $10 box set, very cheap, and it came out in the mid 2000s. This set. Anyway, as for the story, helicopter pilot and part-time film stuntman Colt Erickson has just finished a stunt on a film he's working on when a mysterious woman hires him to fly his chopper into the wilderness to scout out some location shooting. However, once he is in the air, she reveals herself to be the girlfriend of Randall Savino, an old friend of Colt, who wants revenge on the guy for getting his younger brother killed during an aborted service station holdup years ago. Colt is then forced to land his aircraft into the exercise yard of a local prison, so Randy can escape. They then land in an abandoned town, where Randy digs up a number of money bags which he stole right before he was arrested and hid there before he was put into prison. They then force Colt to fly them to the border, but with their fuel reserves running dangerously low and a police helicopter chasing them, Colt has to then repeat a dangerous stunt and bail the three of them out of the chopper before crashing to a cliff face. The trio then make a dangerous trek across the countryside towards the border, while Colt's rich artist fiancée tries to track Colt down with the police close behind. Now, I said this is a telepic, and it came out in late 1990s, 1998 to be exact, and was supposedly based on true story, for I'm not that certain. Anyway, the film stars perennial actor model Antonio Nightset of Abs Sabato Jr. as a dangerous prison escapee who forces his old friend into helping him fly the coop, only for his brashness landing them deep into the countryside when after their forced crash they ride. Alicia Coppola, who also appeared around the same time in the film Kane 911, a sequel to the Jim Belushi film K9, plays his nasty girlfriend who soon regrets the error of her ways. Well, a shotgun blast to the face tends to show that the boyfriend he pulled out of the slam is a dangerous bastard, but she didn't realize that at the time. And Adrian Pasdar plays the hero of the piece. Now, The Perfect Getaway is a pretty reasonable TV film which has some decent helicopter stunts for a telepic, and the tension is pretty modest. Like the telepics of the day, we're talking about the mid-90s here, much of the film is rather slow and talky, but what little action there is tends to be played down for the censorship standards of the day, despite being pretty modestly effective. This is a film that if you were to track down a VHS or DVD copy, and like I said, it's available on public domain DVD labels, and the copy I saw was in a cheap box set, one of those cheap flashback box sets you can buy here in Australia for $10 during the 2000s, you'll be holding a pretty reasonable time waster. I have noticed that the IMDb somehow listed a running time that is substantially longer than what my review print runs to, where it transferred NTSC, but it doesn't look like it's missing anything important. And IMDb could have made a mistake. They made a plain mistake so far. Now for the gore report, there is no gore. This is a telepic. But we do get to see not one but two helicopters getting wrecked and plenty of people jumping out of helicopters, one fatally. Now for the skin report, there is a brief mild sex scene in the early part of the film where you might only just be able to see a bare breast pic of Kelly Rutherford, but otherwise no nudity seen here. And normally, like these DVDs of Flashback, they don't normally have extras. In this film, it is available as a single release as well, but they're kind of hard to find right now. And normally they come with no extras. The quality, the review print is actually pretty decent for what it is. I mean, it's obvious Flashback took it off a pretty decent quality VHS for their print. And this is like this. By the way, this is the second last regular review I'm doing this year. And after the next review, I'm going to do first special series of episodes. I mean, like concurrent with the regular series. We call it D Spectrum, where I review basically recover the past few D Spectrum films I cover, like films that have a score of 1 to 3, so really bad films. I'm not going to do like best or worst lists like other critics do. I'm just going to do like sort of like the worst, but I'll mix it up a bit. Anyway, that's it for this review.